Here, here. I'm here, Debbie, Debbie, Debbie. Um, okay, so how is hey, Mystical Poncho? Hey, Casey, y'all, Casey. Wait, did I do the right thumb? Yeah, I did. Okay, so we're gonna do a little mixy match. A little crazy mixed with celebrity. Oh, let me see something. Hold on, let me. Let me exit this. Okay, so I probably won't be too late since that trial. I'm just like kind of mad that the trial is going to end. It's going to be like what, a couple hours, and then like I get up early, get all ready for it, and it's going to be over by lunch. I'm kind of debating if I should just make that one of the days I don't do it, since it's only going to be half a day. But then I'm nervous it's going to be like a good day. They're going to have like, who's the witness? I'm regretting missing Thursday because they had such a good witness. So when they had what's her name? Oh my God, I can never remember her name. I don't know. What do you think, guys? Hmm? Yay, AJ, good. I better plug my phone in. I'm glad you made it. Thanks for coming. It's not Wade, so I appreciate it. Okay, so did you go to the were you at the first one, Mugshots, AJ? Hold on, shoot. Hold on, you guys. I gotta put lotion on my foot. I forgot. It was driving me crazy the first live, and I forgot to do it. Okay, one second. I'm coming. I'll be right there. Just got lotion on my foot. My feet, I should say. I don't know why it's my foot. Okay. Sorry it took me a little bit to get the mug shots ready. Longer than I thought. I probably have enough for two, I would say, if I'm doing a mix. Hi, Yassine. Okay. Okay. So we'll start with some of the crazy ones. And then we'll go from there. I don't know what to label them. I say crazy, but some of them are like, it's not some of it's the picture's kind of weird. And then some it's not the picture, but it's like what they did. But like I noticed like a lot of the ones I'm finding, it's like this, there's a lot that I just skip because it's like this there's ones that got I guess arrested from this zombie crawl or something, that so they all have this face paint. But I didn't really get many of those. So a lot of the ones I got with like face paint is like not that. They're just painted for some other reason, or the tattoos. A lot of crazy tattoos, which I mean, I don't have anything against tattoos on the face, but like if you have like something that looks pretty bad sometimes, it's like, what were you thinking? Okay. All right, I'm getting them up. So so I have two here. Let me get them both pulled up. So we have the crazy ones, and then I'll do two different files. Then I'll do the celebs, and then I have actually where we left off. I got it in part 2. There we go. Okay, let me take a sip of my coffee. I got a half calf. I didn't want to do the full calf, but I just wanted some kind of coffee. Okay, so let's start. Like I said, a lot of it is like there are a lot of face tattoos, but like some of their crimes, there's a lot of murders in these. Crazy, crazy. Oh, cool. So this guy, I mean, I guess, what does this tattoo say? Says, man charged with strangulation and assault. Some of them I started like clicking on the articles, and then I noticed that, well, some of them, if I don't have them, sometimes they didn't have, like, they were like not there anymore. And then some of the ones I clicked on, I realized a lot of it, they wrote the article out on here, so I wasted my time on it, but oh well. Okay. So this guy is, according to ABC News, fugitive shot, killed during police standoff after barricade himself inside a residence. Hold on. It says West Jordan, Utah, California fugitive was shot and killed at West Jordan home on Friday in an officer-involved critical incident. According to officials, a man wanted for aggravated kidnapping in California, later identified himself as 35-year-old Jose Martinez, was being tracked by a state agency working with FBI. Oh. Suspect was then located and pursuit began, where the suspect was able to flee from authorities. They called just before 11 p.m. to support the pursuit. Canine units were also brought, tracked the fugitive to a neighborhood near an elementary school where he then barricaded himself. Standoff ensued between the man and the responding authorities. When SWAT team entered the home, there was an altercation and shots were fired. The suspect was shot and killed during the incident. I mean, I guess some, I don't know. Like that one, I mean, I don't know. That one, the tattoos, maybe just because the tattoos that people, but this one says, what does it say? For me? And there's a money sign. I mean, how cheesy is that? Come on. Who's gonna get a money sign on their eye? And then it's, what does that say? For me? Cincinnati, all saying Ohio man. Unique facial tattoos wanted for kidnapping. 35, Michael Mann, 2 counts of felony kidnapping where he was accused of holding a victim for ransom last month. Said he has a history of domestic violence, aggravated robbery, and drug charges. So he was arrested for aggravated burglary and domestic violence charges for climbing into an unlocked window and slapping a victim several times. Wow, he's currently locked up. This is this guy. I've seen him around, not in person, but I've seen him like in articles and stuff. The Joker. Joker's back behind bars. Lawrence Sullivan, a 30-year-old Florida man who is heavily tattooed, face resembles that of Batman's arch nemesis, was busted in Pinellas County on Tuesday after a warrant was issued in Miami for a concealed carry firearm. Held without bail as of Thursday. He was arrested twice in an 8-day span last year. Including an upside down cross between his eyes. He also has a sword, a marijuana leaf, Grim Reaper, Freddy Krueger, and of course the Joker. He was arrested last year for marijuana possession felony count. Green hair, facial tattoos, waving a gun at drivers outside an apartment complex in West Kendall. Sullivan's mother, meanwhile, has told CBS Miami that her son began decorating his face with ink as an expression of his artistic side. That's not even that art. I mean, it's not even that good of art. He's a good kid. She told the station. She told the station in 2017, he has a lot of tattoos, but he's a nice kid with some problems. He's mentally disabled and handicapped. Well, I mean, I can't say, I don't know. And then, like I said, I started getting these articles and realized a lot of them is what they have on that. It's going to be the same thing probably. Let's see if there's any. Yeah, sorry. I wasted my time. Yeah, exact same. Hit and killed a man with her car in a gas station parking lot. Behind bars after police say she hit and killed a man with her car in a gas station. She was driving northbound when she tried braking to avoid hitting another vehicle, but was unable to stop due to mechanical issues with her vehicle. Oh, shoot. The vehicle ran off the roadway into a gas station. Why is she She should be okay though, right? Unless if she was under the influence. If it wasn't her fault, if it was a car thing. She was Sergio Grimaldo, 34, was walking out of a gas station into the parking lot when he was struck by Bennett's vehicle. He was taken to the hospital, later died from his injuries. She was found to be impaired and was arrested on one count of manslaughter. Wow, that's some bad luck. Look at this guy. A man accused of killing his girlfriend appeared bloodied and battered in his mugshot after he engaged in a shootout with a police officer and was subsequently hit by a patrol vehicle as he attempted to escape authorities on a Michigan highway. Adam Kenneth Nolan, 33, he was charged with 5 counts, including 2 counts of assault with intent to murder and 1 count of fleeing and eluding police. Wait, he killed his girlfriend or he didn't? Because he's accused of killing his girlfriend. Why are they saying intent to murder? Shouldn't it be? He was arraigned in the hospital. Mugshot released Sunday showed his facial injuries. He's taken into custody after Tia Randall was found shot and killed in her home. The mother of 2 had been dating Nolan before her death. The 33-year-old allegedly led police on a chase Thursday morning. Shortly after officials began investigating Randall's death, Nolan crashed his pickup truck in an S-curve. Wow. Wow. At one point, footage from the scene showed a police vehicle driving toward Nolan and striking him. Man. And here's so this must be his girlfriend. Yeah. That's his girlfriend that was shot and killed. Wow. Wonder if that video, hold on a second. Is that video available? Let me see what video that is. Hold on. Let me get the actual page real quick. Just give me 1 minute. That's crazy. What was that guy? Oh, he's one of the first. Wait, why is it going? Why isn't it not going? Oh, shoot. Hold on. I want to try to find. Oh, I got it. Just 1 second. Okay, here it is. I'm going to see what that video is. If they show that video or something, that's crazy. Oh, no. It's saying it's not. It's taken down now. Whatever that video was cannot be found. It was probably up at one point and they took it down. Wow. I bet you I could probably find it, but I don't even know. That would be like, what is this guy? What is this? He looks like an animal. Like, I don't understand what's on his face. Oh, Huffing Paint. I didn't read this. Oh my God. So wait, he got that from Huffing Paint? He beat his mother with a spatula after huffing paint. A man known to police for huffing spray paint beat his mother with a spatula after huffing paint, officials said. Alan Kastorf, 30, had a large amount of silver paint on his face and hands when authorities arrived to the home in West Virginia, about 12 miles northwest of Charleston. He also had a large steel bar in his hands. They entered the home and found Robin Kastorf with a head wound and blood on the back of her head and shirt. Her head was wrapped in gauze. He was taken to jail with malicious wounding charge. So wait, how did they know? Who called the cops, I wonder? Thank God, because he could have freaking killed her. Let me take a sip of this. According to whatever tattoo-faced man who illegally changed his name to Pirate, sentenced for a sex crime he committed more than 14 years ago. A tattoo-faced man who illegally changed his name to Pirate must spend up to 5 years behind bars for a sex crime he committed more than 14 years ago. Wow. The 39-year-old defendant, also referred to in court documents as Daniel Lloyd Salavic, pleaded guilty in May to 1 count of sexually motivated coercion. He entered a type of guilty plea that required him to admit only that prosecutors had enough evidence to convict him. That's the Alford plea. Prosecutors said he attacked a mentally and physically disabled woman at a downtown Las Vegas motel. He was originally indicted on a charge of sexual SA with a deadly weapon. After his plea deal was reached, the victim in the case died after being struck by a vehicle in California. Wow. The defendant was indicted. Prosecutors said his DNA was discovered on an R kit. Wow. Which is used to store evidence after an allegation is made. The woman told police she was arred and beaten with a belt by a man who broke into her room at the Ambassador East Motel. Dude, we have an ambassador. Dude, the one, where is this at? Oh, Nevada. We had one it was called the Ambassador, the one next to the pizza shop. It was so bad. That's where all like the prostitutes and stuff. But a car ended up hit. I was there that day. It ran into the motel. And then it ended up turning, after that, they turned it into like a nurse, like kind of like a nursing home where they help. I don't know. I don't think it even lasted long. But yeah, it was this motel that all the prostitutes would go. It was right next door to our pizza shop, and it was called the Ambassador. Huh. Wow. Who was 30? Villani said the victim was 30 at the time, suffered from bipolar disorder and spina bifida. Pirate, whose face was not tattooed at the time, was handcuffed, interviewed by police, photographed, and released the same night. The suspect was extradited from Alaska last year after authorities linked his DNA to evidence in the case. Wow. Wow, he was charged with the SA and kidnapping in a separate case in Alaska, but the charges were dropped after the victim also died of unrelated causes? Dude, they better look into this crap. That seems a little suspicious. Both of the victims died. Okay, he's scary. I would not want to run into him on the street. According to, oh wait, let's go. Arresting Oklahoma man for a possible burglary, put him in the front of a police cruiser, left it running. That proved to be a costly mistake. Wearing just gym shorts and with his body covered in tattoos, Jason Ostrom is accused of stealing the police cruiser despite being handcuffed and taking the vehicle on a wild ride Monday evening until he crashed into a ditch. And then after temporarily hiding from the police following the crash, he was arrested and charged with drug possession, eluding unauthorized use of a vehicle, escape after a lawful arrest, and second-degree burglary. But Ostrom found a way to, let's see, wait. After arresting him, his officer was trying to be nice when he left the air conditioner on as the suspect sat alone in the cruiser. But Ostrom found a way to get the handcuffs to the front of his body and then citing dash cam footage. By the time authorities figured out what was happening, it was too late. You really can't tell what he's doing. So I'm sure the officer couldn't either until he saw him jump over the driver's seat. The suspect ran into another police cruiser as he drove away. And then it went into the ditch. He hid in a tree as officers searched for him, but eventually caught after going back to the ground. A former professional snowboarder was taken into custody after his neighbors say he threatened them with kitchen knives and an AR-style rifle early Saturday morning. 36-year-old Nathan Hale Bozong had locked himself inside his apartment after his neighbors told police they were victims of his aggravated assault. He was a formerly professional snowboarder, though according to an interview with Snowboard Magazine, he has struggled with addiction and financial problems in recent years. One neighbor told police he had seen Bozong and his friends return home around 3 a.m. intoxicated and agitated. But before he went inside, the neighbor says he threatened one of the individuals with what looked like kitchen knives. Later in the morning, the neighbor says Bozong damaged a large bay window at his apartment, and most of his guests fled. When the witness saw Bozong walk to his vehicle, They say he was retrieving rifle ammunition and began following him. When Bozung arrived back at his apartment, the witness says they picked up the rifle while attempting to calm him down. According to Park City officers, Bozang threatened to kill the neighbor with the gun after he took it back and began loading it. The witness retreated from the scene where they met with an officer to report the incident. Officers said they set up a perimeter at the residence, and after having no success getting in contact with him, they began drafting a search warrant for the resident that was approved just before 11 a.m. They took action and they managed to get in contact with him. Bozung exited the apartment and was arrested at 12:54 p.m. Marijuana and supplies and a rifle and 2 knives is what they seized. Got aggravated assault, possession of a firearm by a restricted person, possession of marijuana, drug paraphernalia, intoxication, and disorderly conduct. Additional detention because of the threat. Here, let me bring up, I'll mix in some, we left off as celebrity. We left off with him, Shia LaBeouf. He's gotten a lot of trouble, run-ins with the law. I remember when it was happening. This is just a misdemeanor criminal trespassing for this one. But drunk at Walgreens, drunk driving, arrested. All right, after a bar fight. Sanja Morgan from The Real Housewives. Does anybody know who that is? I don't watch The Real Housewives, but it says a cast member, drunk driving though, of course. A cast member of the hit Bravo reality show Real Housewives in New York, 46, was arrested for allegedly drunk driving May 31st, 2010 in Southampton, New York. She struck a cougar, May Care, posed for her mugshot at the station after failing a field sobriety test and refusing to take a breathalyzer. She was charged with a DWI. Morgan caught the cop's eye when she was failing to stop at a stop sign at First Neck Lane. Oh dear, where was her driver? And then we got Lil Wayne for felony drug possession. Oh, did I say it wrong? What did I say? What did I say? Sanja? Did I say Sanja? Sanya? Gidget, Lil Wayne is your celeb crush or Shia LaBeouf? Since I was MS and he was on. Oh, even then you're talking about Shia LaBeouf because, yeah, he was on that. Okay. All bedtime stories. Okay, Lil Wayne, January 23rd, 2008. Real name, Dwayne Michael Cotter, arrested along with 2 others, Curtis Stewart and Harold Johnson, when his tour bus was stopped by Border Patrol agents near Yuma, Arizona. A canine unit found 105 grams of marijuana, 29 grams of cocaine, 41 grams of ecstasy, and $22,000 in cash during a search at the checkpoint. Lil Wayne was charged with 4 felonies, possession of narcotic drugs, drug for sale, possession of dangerous drugs, misconduct involving weapons, and possession of drug paraphernalia. A .40 caliber pistol registered Lil Wayne in Florida was also recovered, and authorities were checking to determine whether he broke any gun laws. He was being held in Yuma County Jail. When he appeared in court, he was granted permission to travel outside of the state and remain out of custody on a $10,185 bond he posted. Lil Wayne was previously arrested in July 2007 in New York after being found smoking marijuana and carrying a weapon near another tour bus. So there's just some of the mugshots that were below there. Natalie Mejia, I don't know. Cocaine found in the Gucci purse of a member of pop group Girlicious, report shows. Pop group Girlicious member Natalie Gia, I don't know. 21, was arrested in Glendale on suspicion of cocaine for sale or distribution after more than a dozen plastic bags of cocaine were found in her Gucci purse during a traffic stop for speeding. Wow, so, more than a dozen wait, bags of okay. She was a passenger in the car, and both she and the driver, Peter Asensio, were taken into custody. Asensio was driving with suspended driver's license and was arrested on the same charge as Maya, since he may have placed the drugs in the purse. Magia told officers the drugs did not belong to her and that she did not know how they got into her purse. They were booked into the Glendale jail. She posted a $30,000 bail. She protested her innocence a bit too much because later she apparently remembered how the many packets of cocaine came to be hidden in the purse. On October 6, 2010, she pleaded guilty of the drug charges. Then she escaped jail, and her record was to be wiped clean if the singer stayed out of police trouble for the next 18 months. Oh, so she's a singer. I never heard of her. Let's look her up. Natalie Magia or something. I don't know. Does anybody else heard of her? Finally, a little bit more interesting charge than DUI. Well, it kind of is, but it's a little bit. That's her? So this is what came up. See, that doesn't. Does that? I guess. I mean, that looks more like her, but that doesn't. But I guess it's the same person. Does anybody know her? I have no idea. Anybody? All right. Well, we'll do like 5 of each. So we did 1, 2, 5, and 5. 5 and 5. So this will be 3. Okay. Richard Finch. Never heard of him. Let's see what it says. He's Richard Finch, born Richard Raymond Finch. American composer, producer, engineer, and song arranger. He's best known as a co-founder, producer, and former bass player of Casey and the Sunshine Band, along with Harry Wayne Casey. He co-wrote 6 number 1 Billboard Hot 100 hits. But in 1983, legal agreement, he lost his royalties to the songs he wrote with Casey and receives no money from them. On March 23rd, 2010, Finch was arrested in Newark, Ohio. Okay. Licking County, accused of having sexual contact with a 17-year-old male. Police stated that during an interview, he admitted to having sexual contact with that teen and other teens aged 13 to 17. According to Ohio law, inappropriate sexual contact can include any form of touching, including hugging, if the person hugged finds the gesture offensive. Wow, gross. Stephanie Edwards, American singer, was the 11th place finalist on the 6th season of American Idol. She is from Savannah, Georgia. First began singing around the age of 2 or 3 after graduating from Windsor Forest High School. Pursued vocal instructions for a month, went on to appear at the Apollo Theater when she competed in It's Showtime at the Apollo. Prior to American Idol, she had won most singing contest. She entered including Savannah Star. Okay, what is she arrested for? Fighting in a public place. Okay. Nicole Essingman. Flavor of Love? I mean, is this really a celebrity? January 10, Nikki Jams, otherwise known as Nicole Hotlanta Essingman, reality TV program Flavor of Love, was arrested on 2 criminal counts of battery and 1 allegation of child cruelty in Atlanta, Georgia. I mean, I've watched some of those a while ago, but I wouldn't remember probably any of the girls, except the one that ended. What was the one girl that ended up getting her own show? She was memorable. What's her name? I could picture her. I can't think of what her name is. The incident allegedly involves her 4-year-old son in a custody exchange with the boy's father, Jerry Robinson. The child was present for an altercation between Essingman and Robinson. Essingman and her mother were picking up the child from Robinson. And Essingman's mother went inside to get the boy and was brought back out by Robinson in a headlock. Essingman decided all bets were off and parental smackdown began. She said she was only helping her mother and she did not strike her own child. Right. Huh. Oh, sounds kind of weird. Okay, so where do we left off of the crazy mugshots? We'll go back to them. Here we go. Oh, we already did that one, right? We did this one already, right? Yeah, okay. This guy. Oh, Lordy. Is it confusing going back and forth? Or like who's to be confused, like who's a celebrity and who's not? Well, I'll make sure I say. So we're back to the crazy ones. According to Patch.com, New London man with more than 20 marijuana plants in his apartment. Let me just read this because this is usually like repetitive, but warrant with breach of peace and threatening. Okay, so police said officers found over 20 marijuana plants and more at the apartment of New London man who was arrested Friday on an arrest warrant for an alleged domestic violence incident. Clem Ramsay, 35, in New London was charged on the warrant with breach of peace and threatening. A warrant has also been secured for charges of cultivation of marijuana, operating a drug factory, reckless endangerment, and interfering with an officer, which has not been served as of Wednesday, according to a release. At approximately 5 a.m., narcotics officer and members of the state police statewide narcotics task force East served a drug-related search and seizure warrant at the accused Nautilus Drive apartment, police said. During the search, officers located this and seized approximately 148 grams of harvested marijuana leaves, 25 marijuana plants, marijuana grow equipment, and a digital scale, police said. The accused remains in the custody of the Connecticut Department of Corrections at this time. I think this is, probably going to say. Yeah, same thing. I wasted all my time getting those. Okay. Fugitive manhunt. So Cincinnati, Michael Mann is wanted of felony. Oh, this is the same guy. I didn't even notice it was the same guy. The one guy from Cincinnati with the money sign. Wait, but it's a different incident. Well, it explains it. So they're requesting public assistance finding him. So he's wow. So at this time it was like he was wanted. So on January 9th, man entered a woman's Cincinnati home by climbing through an unlocked window. He then began to assault her by slapping and choking her. This was just the latest incident between the victim and man who had a child together. Man has a history of aggravated robberies, domestic violence, and drug charges. Man is 6'3", 185 pounds. He is a white male with distinctive tattoos covering his face and neck that may make him easy to spot. His current whereabouts are unknown, but he is known to live in the Ebenezer Road in Prince Hill. Yeah, that money sign. It's so stupid. I'm sorry. That's tacky. It's tacky. But yeah, I think all these are just same thing. Kind of like a Wade. Like what's this right here? I mean, what is this supposed to be? The little is that smoke or I mean, what? I get this, but I don't get this. California authorities launched a dragnet Monday for an inmate with a distinctive skull face tattoo who vanished from a work crew. Cory Hughes, 27, was reported missing about 1:30 p.m. Monday and was last seen on Interstate 5. The San Joaquin County Sheriff's Office said his mugshot showed he had a skull tattoo on his face. Hughes was serving a sentence for a weapons charge and was being housed in the Honor Farm. He was expected to be released next February. The Honor Farm, located south of Stockton, is a minimum security facility that houses pretrial or sentence inmates that are usually low risk, classified as nonviolent. Why did he screw up? He would have been out in February. That is so stupid. Now, oh my God, people are stupid. He really ruined that. This, What is with this guy? That's the one I meant to put on the thumbnail. I didn't. Did I put him on the thumbnail? I think I didn't. Shoot. Okay. Panama, Oklahoma, a local attorney. So he's an attorney. Was arrested Wednesday, November 22nd, and is accused of public intoxication and resisted an officer. Said he wants to share his side of the story. An officer saw a silver Lexus parking in the outside lane of the southbound side of Highway 59 about 2 a.m. And Pochio attorney Stephen Minkx was seen walking away from the vehicle, according to the arrest report. When asked if the Lexus was his car, Minkx shrugged his shoulders and asked if he was under arrest, the report states. The officer asked him if he had broken down, and Minkx responded, asking if he had broken the law, and continued walking, according to the report. The report states that Minkx asked again if he was under arrest, and when he was told no, he waved by and kept walking. The officer continued to drive alongside him, trying to communicate with him, according to the report. He became agitated and told the officer to expletive, so F off, the report states. And he asked the officer if he liked being sued, and waved by, according to the report. The report states that the officer asked him to identify himself, and Minkx again asked if he was under arrest. The officer then pulled to the sidewalk and got out of his patrol car. The officer approached him and asked him why he was so agitated. The officer told him he was going to detain him until he could figure out what was going on with him. He patted him for weapons and noticed a strong odor of alcohol on him and bloodshot eyes. However, during the phone call with 5 News, Minkx said he demanded a breath test and officers failed to give one. Minkx called the officer a blank, bad word, something, and said he was going to sue him. And the report says, officer then told him he was under arrest for public intoxication. The report states that when he was cuffing his arms, he jerked his left arm back to his front. The officer told Minkx he did not want to do that, and a Shady Point officer arrived to assist, and Minkx was placed in his patrol car because it had a cage, according to the report. The report states that a loaded .30-80 caliber pistol was found in the vehicle. Minkx is facing charges of improper parking on a roadway, public intoxication, resisting arrest, and obstruction, according to the arrest report. During the phone call with 5 News, Minkx added that he plans to fight the charges against him, though, through a civil rights lawsuit. He said, above all, he thinks officers are targeting him because he is a civil rights attorney and often sues police. And what about the mugshot? Minkx also spoke to 5 News about that. Minkx said he stuck out his tongue in his mugshot because he was upset about the entire matter. He said police took several pictures of him, but decided to release that particular one to suggest he was intoxicated. Wow. Interesting. Yeah, it's the same one. Like, I didn't realize. Maryland man has pleaded guilty in the death of his infant son. Look, guilty of punching his baby in the face until the infant died. Oh, psycho. What does his freaking face say? Stupid. The Prince George's County State's Attorney's Office announced Wednesday that Antoine Petty pleaded guilty to first-degree child CA, resulting in the death of his 2-month-old son in September. Prosecutors say when the infant started crying and Petty's wife couldn't calm him, Petty took him outside and punched him, and the infant showed signs of distress and later died. The couple then left the child in their car, in a 1998 Lincoln Town car, for 24 hours before driving the body to a wooded area behind a high school and burying the infant in a shallow grave. The boy's body was found about a month later after relatives reported him missing. They interviewed the parents, who led them to a burial location. Anton faces up to 40 years in prison at sentencing in October. His wife is awaiting trial on involuntary manslaughter and accessory after the fact to first-degree murder. They intend to seek maximum sentence for petty. So wait, are they talking about which one? The guy? Okay. Her or him? Let's see. His actions, I'm sure him. His actions were so incredibly heinous that he deserves every day of that prison sentence. Yeah. This was a defenseless 2-month-old child. Rather than consoling his son, he takes his son and beats him. Oh my God. What the heck? According to Tampa Bay, Boynton Beach woman facing DUI and CA charges after she blew a 200 or .200 on a breath test with an unbuckled child in the back seat. She was arrested Saturday, faces DUI, CA charges after she blew. Okay, I just read that. Unbuckled child in the backseat. According to the Palm Beach County Sheriff's Office, CBS 12 initially reported on the arrest after a tow truck driver noticed Brandy Lurma, 31, Boynton Beach, swerving on the road, nearly colliding with several cars. When deputies pulled Lerma over, there was a strong smell of alcohol coming from the car and an unrestrained 3-year-old in the back seat. The police said Lerma blew a .200 and a .187 when the responding deputy gave her a breath test. Lerma told police she took several prescription drugs and drank some amount of alcohol, according to the sheriff's office. Wow. 30-year-old fugitive from Washington State was arrested in Ponchatoula after police were called to investigate a man who was harassing customers acting suspicious at the convenience store. When officers arrived at the Circle K, they learned that the man, James Dean Duncan, was wanted by the Washington State Department of Corrections. Ponchatoula police reported in a Facebook post. Duncan was wanted for failure to register as a SO and for escape. He has been arrested in 7 other states. It's not the city of Ponchatoula is not the place for criminals to hide. Whether you commit crimes in our city or are here on the run, Ponchatoula police will bring you justice. Yeah, I mean, it could be Graves' disease, but still, it probably is, but still, it's a crazy. The mugshot still is like, ooh. But I know it does that. Makes your eyes bulge out. Somebody once thought I had it because like my eyes are so big, and they're like, I think you have Graves' disease. I'm like, I looked into it. I'm like, no, I don't have any of the other symptoms. I just have big eyes. Anyway, I'll read one more, then I'll go to the celebrities. Metro Police on Friday arrested Aaron Park, 39, in connection with a fatal stabbing that happened at 1:35 p.m. near Flamingo in Maryland. Fatal stabbing. Officers arrived on scene and located an unresponsive male with a stab wound. He was transported to Sunrise Hospital, where he was pronounced dead. They located the possible suspect and placed him in custody. Park faces a charge of murder with a deadly weapon. Wow. Man. Let's go back to the celebrities. Now we're back at the celebrities. We got Gary Coleman. Gary Wayne Coleman was an American actor known for his childhood role as Arnold Jackson in the American sitcom Different Strokes. 1978 to 1986. And for his small stature as an adult, he was described in the 1980s as one of the television's most promising stars. After a successful childhood acting career, Coleman struggled financially later in life. In 1989, he successfully sued his parents and business advisor over misappropriation of his assets, only to declare bankruptcy a decade later. January 2010, Coleman was arrested on an outstanding domestic assault. Wow. In January 2010, Coleman was arrested on, I already read that. Domestic assault in Santa Quinn. Domestic assault warrant in Santa Quinn. Oh, wait, hold on. Yeah, he was arrested on an outstanding domestic assault warrant in Santa Quinn, booked into Utah County Jail and released the following day. And we got Cat Williams. Says, arrested comedian, arrested yet again for suspicion of child endangerment after guns and illegal drugs found at home he shares with his 4 children. He was arrested in Los Angeles Police Department on December 28th, 2012, on suspicion of felony child endangerment. According to LA Department of Children, or according to news reports, LA County Department of Children and Family Services launched an investigation into Williams and had concluded that his 4 children were in danger. During the course of the investigation, authorities allegedly found several guns and illegal drugs in his home, which is considered a danger to his minor children. As a result, the LAPD took Williams into custody and reportedly seized several items from his home. The children have been placed in protective custody. Wait, so it was guns, illegal drugs. Huh. He was booked to the LAPD's Valley Jail in Van Nuys with his bail set to $100,000. Wow. This is a couple more mugshots of different times, it looks like. Jeffrey Donovan, a television movie director, stage actor. The lead, Michael Weston, on the hit show Burn Notice, now entering its 5th season, as well as the director of Burn Notice. The Fall of Sam Axe, a prequel to the events of Burn Notice, involving Michael Weston's friend Sam Axe. Donovan is known for starring in Clint Eastwood's movie Changeling with Angelina Jolie, Hitch with Will Smith, the inspiring Believe in Me coaching story, Come Early Morning with Ashley Judd, and the Hughes Brothers U.S. remake of Touching Evil with Vera Farmiga. This spring, he directed The Fall of Sam Axe, a Burn Notice film prequel, and played the role of Robert Kennedy for Eastwood's upcoming J. Edgar. On July 12th, 2009, Donovan was arrested in Miami for allegedly driving under the influence. And then in 2011, Donovan and Miami prosecutors reached a plea deal for reckless driving. Of course, it's got to be driving under the influence. Okay. CW's The Vampire Diaries star Nina Dobrev, 20, was arrested on August 22nd, 2009 for flashing drivers and dangling from the side of the bridge on the Rumble Road overpass in Smar. Just north of Macon, Monroe County Sheriff's Office spokeswoman. Okay, Dobrev was charged with disorderly conduct and released on bond. 4 other castmates and a cameraman were also arrested on the same charges. They said that they were just filming for the show, but sheriff's deputies said that they were a safety hazard in traffic jams. I've never watched that show. Have you guys watched it, Vampire Diaries? Khloe Kardashian. Doesn't say. I'd have to look it up, but I don't know. See when is she? I mean, I don't know if she's gotten arrested more than once or what this one is for. Let me see if I just type it in real quick if it says anything. Arrest. Oh yeah, it brings up that stint in jail. driving. Look at this. You gotta be kidding me. Of course. Everything to know about Khloe Kardashian's stint in jail. Arrested 2007 for driving under the influence. Boring stuff. They're all just driving under. It's crazy. One more celebrity. Brooke Mueller. Charlie Sheen's ex. Oh, we already read this one. Sometimes some of them are doubles. But yeah, she's Charlie Sheen's ex-wife, mother of his twins. 34, was arrested December. So she was 34 at the time. 2011 on a misdemeanor third-degree assault charge along with cocaine possession in Aspen, Colorado. Police took the Sometimes actress and real estate agent into custody at a nightclub called Escobar, where she went after allegedly assaulting a woman at a nearby bar. Mueller completed a 45-day outpatient rehab program for alcohol and drug addiction. She apparently was having trouble staying clean and sober given the charges. And we got a half-beard guy. It says man who rocks a viral half-beard was arrested on felony narcotic charges. And it says was arrested again, so I don't know. He must get arrested a lot. 59, Kevin Gibson was arrested in Miami Beach Thursday on a felony narcotic charge, according to the Smoking Gun. The internet first saw Gibson's half-beard in April 2016 when he was arrested for drinking in public, possession of more than 20 grams of marijuana, and intent to sell. However, Gibson hasn't always sported the interesting facial hair. In 2011, he had a full beard when he was arrested for other drug-related charges. And yeah, it says Gibson's mugshot is just one of the many viral ones that come from Florida. Another man in Miami has a tattooed face that makes him look like the Joker. A man was arrested after he walked around a Walmart store in Tempe naked and carrying methamphetamine late Tuesday evening. Tempe police said officers received a call about 10 p.m. on July 4th that Robert Kanoff, 49, was naked and walking around a Walmart store. When officers arrived, Kanoff was across the street wearing only a pair of shoes, police said. Kanoff later said he had been on drugs and two people dropped him off thinking it would be funny to see him naked, according to police. Kanoff also admitted to walking into the Walmart and carrying methamphetamine. He was arrested on charges of indecent exposure, public sexual indecency, disorderly conduct, and possession of dangerous drugs. Wow. A woman is facing reckless burning charges after Portland Fire and Rescue investigators said she started fires on a downtown Portland sidewalks. Someone called police about 2:15 p.m. to report a woman was trying to light something on fire near the intersection. Arriving fire crews put out two separate fires. No buildings in the area were threatened. Sarah Pugh, 36, was taken into custody. $4,000 bail. Whoa. Wow. South Carolina woman arrested for child and animal neglect after police found hundreds of roaches and bugs in her filthy garbage-filled home. Woman was arrested after police found hundreds of roaches and bugs in her home, deeming the house unfit for human or animal inhabitants. Oh my God, I'm going to throw up. The Myrtle Beach Sun reported that Karen Nickerson, 53, faces 12 counts of animal treatment and 2 counts of unlawful neglect of a child by legal guardian. She was arrested Saturday after a family member called police about possible child and animal neglect at her home. Arriving officers found at least 12 cats in the home that was cluttered, filthy, and had garbage and dirty clothing and feces all over. When an officer opened the door, hundreds of roaches fell from around the door frame. Social services worked out a safety plan for the suspect's children. I mean, oh, that's rough. Okay. Lexington police have arrested a man after he says he randomly fired multiple shots at 3 different locations. 19-year-old Lane Chadwell was arrested Monday afternoon. According to police report, Chadwell entered a Speedway gas station on Paris Pike less than an hour earlier and fired multiple shots from a handgun, nearly hitting an employee. Witnesses say Chadwell then got into his car and fired more shots while traveling on Paris Pike. According to the police report, Chadwell fired shots a 3rd time at a location on Broadway or North Broadway within the vicinity of an off-duty police officer. Oh. So did he get out the second time? Chadwell was charged with 1 count of first-degree want on endangerment and 1 count of first-degree wanton endangerment. Is that what it is? Yeah, he could have killed somebody. I mean, he's lucky he didn't kill anybody. What the heck, dude? What's wrong with people? Mama Mia in the house. Hey, Chiefy Chief. KD. I've never seen. I know, right? I know, right? That's funny. Oh my God. Debly, what's up, Debly? I'm getting a headache, guys. The Joker again. Oh my Lord. That's the one his mom said he's a good guy. He just got some issues and it's artistic expression. Okay. Where is he in trouble for now? No need for the Batman. We've got the Joker in custody. A man who must have a real thing for the Dark Knight's nemesis was picked up by the cops Tuesday in Miami-Dade. After 6:30, police received reports of a man with facial tattoos and green hair pointing a gun at passing cars in the area. Wow, he's pointing. Oh my God. Can you imagine seeing that driving by, this freaking Joker pointing a gun at the road? I mean, was he firing him? When an officer arrived, he spotted 29-year-old Lawrence Sullivan, who fit the description, walking out of the front gates of a nearby complex. Officer questioned Sullivan while conducting a pat-down. He reportedly found a Smith & Wesson in one of his pockets and placed him under arrest. So he's a concealed weapon. Yep. Chicago. When the first-degree murder charge came down on Monday, the judge sounded off from the bench on what led to the death of a Chicago police officer's teenage daughter. Wow, it's really sad that it's always women fighting over men. Ridiculous, said Cook County Judge Maria Caracos. Prosecutors say that on Friday, 24-year-old China Stapleton used a Jeep as a battering ram to pin the teenager Tatiana Lewis against a tree, then backed up and ran over her again. What? Lewis, the daughter of a Chicago police officer, died of multiple blunt force injuries, according to the medical examiner's office. Prosecutors said the 2 women had an ongoing feud on social media over Lewis's boyfriend, the father of one of Stapleton's 3 children. Stapleton was allegedly angry about the new relationship between Lewis and her child's father. Prosecutors gave Lewis age as 19, though the Chicago Police Department said she was 18. Alleged taunting on Facebook led to face-to-face altercation between the 2 women in Chicago's Morgan Park neighborhood about 11:30 p.m. on Friday. The drama turned into a fistfight joined by others. Witnesses told police after the fight broke up, Stapleton left bloody in the brawl, got into the 2002 Jeep Liberty with a 13-year-old girl in the back seat, witnesses said. Man. Lewis reportedly kicked the passenger side door as Stapleton started to drive away. Wow. And witness told police they heard Stapleton yell, "I've got something for you." That's when Stapleton, witness said, drove the Jeep over the curb, over the sidewalk and lawns and towards Lewis. Wow. Who's tripped as she ran away. Prosecutor said Stapleton hit Lewis and pushed her into the tree. Wow. Lewis's body was trapped against the Jeep as Stapleton put the Jeep in reverse, backed away from the tree, then drove forward again, rolling over Lewis. Stapleton's brother told the Chicago Sun-Times his sister was only responding to being attacked. She was fighting for her life. The brother, who was not named, told the newspaper after her sister's day in court Monday. They jumped my sister. She was trying to leave. Everybody is against her. That lawyer, state attorney, whatever, doesn't know what he's talking about. That lawyer, state's attorney, whatever, doesn't know what he's talking about. Witnesses say Stapleton fled the scene. When police pulled her over, not even 2 miles away, her face was bleeding. Pieces of wood were stuck to the front of the Jeep, and the windshield was cracked where Lewis' head hit, prosecutor said. Wow. Not only did you hit her, you dragged her, told Judge Cecil told Stapleton. Wow. Ugh. All the while, you've got a 13-year-old in the back seat. You're a danger to yourself and society. The 13-year-old was not injured. Reported the teenager in the Jeep wasn't Stapleton's child. It's unfortunate that there might have been people there that didn't try to defuse the situation. So they denied bail for Stapleton. Good. Whoa. A Kansasville man is charged with trying to solicit a minor in Virginia. And authorities said there could be more victims across the country. A family member said a Virginia girl was using social media to interact and engage in sexual activity with Derek Jones. So you're telling me this girl gets online and sees this guy and wants to interact with him? What? Oh my God. So they have arrested Jones on 2 counts of illegal use of communication system to solicit 15 and 18. How? Ugh. They use social media connect to wait. Authorities said Jones used social media to connect with girls at comic book conventions. He used an alias Kanovsky Zon Lee Vulgan, or Kano, or Lee, and introduced himself as being in his late teens or early 20s. Since March, Jones has not been in the area of Orlando. Or Albuquerque, Flagstaff, Phoenix, Arizona, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Oh, they don't know where he's at. Okay. What's this guy doing? The men ranged in age from 21 to 61, including ran arrested during Operation Watchdog Sting in multiple charges stemming from solicitation of a child via computer to engage in sexual contact. Well, he got beat up, including a 24-year-old St. Johns County public school teacher's assistant. They were lured to Jacksonville from May 3rd to 8th by undercover officers online, promising a meeting with an underage boy or girl for sex, only to find an officer waiting to arrest them in Operation Watchdog. Yes, get them. The detectives, who passed as teens on social media and in text to target adult predators over the internet, came from the Jacksonville, Putnam, and St. Johns County Sheriff's Office. Okay. During a week-long sting. Although most of these suspects lived right here in Jacksonville, we had some travel from as far north as Snellville. Georgia, and as far south as Silver Springs to meet with whom they believe to be a 13 or 14-year-old boy or girl for sexual encounter. This operation continues to be ongoing. The teacher's assistant is 24-year-old Kyle Parmenter of South Brook Drive in Jacksonville, arrested May 9th on a charge of soliciting a child to engage in sexual contact. It's booked into a $200,000 bail. And then he is suspended with pay pending the outcome of our investigation. We took immediate action upon hearing from the St. Johns County Sheriff's Office. They posed as a teenage boy or girl posted online, began to text message or social media conversation with someone. Some of them used Meet Me or Grindr. One of the men arrested, Matthew Everett McCants of Tiny Drive, sent 2 nude photographs of a couple having sex to detective posing as a 13-year-old. The suspects often identify themselves as teenagers as well, although arrest reports indicate investigators soon determined they were adult men. So they arrived at a prearranged location for a sexual encounter with a minor. They were taken into custody, he said. Most were charged with traveling to meet after using a computer to lure a child. Solicitation of a child via computer. So it names all of them. Jerry Thomas, Cody Alexander Thatcher. Justin Wynn Bell. Kyle Parmenter, 24 Southbrook Drive. Malik O'Neill Brooks, 21 of Ellis Island Drive. Cody Alexander Thatcher of Oaksfield Road. John Allen Fincannon, 35 of West Bay Meadows Circle. Kyle Quan Benjamin, 32 Atlantic Boulevard, Atlantic Beach. In case if you guys know any of these people. Richard Vincent Flowers, 44 Blanding Boulevard. Daquan Kiri Kalau Gray, Wedgefield Boulevard. David Lee Hammett Jr., 36 of Buggy Whip Drive. Bruce Charles Johnson, 61 of Ottawa Road. Tyler Douglas McKenzie, 37 of Sundown Drive. All gross freaking predators. Who's this one? Black-eyed women charged with armed robbery, kidnapping, and malicious injury to personal property in South Carolina. 2 people have been arrested in connection to an armed robbery Monday night. One of the suspects' mugshots has been widely shared around the internet. The victim says Morgan Joyce Vam, 24, invited him over. He said Jonathan Mickle Robinson, 23, another female, and 2 other males were there as well. The victim said Robinson had a handgun and Vam demanded the victim's money and phone. Vam smashed the screen on the phone and threatened him with an ashtray. The victim left the home and someone threw the broken phone out behind him. Deputies came to the home and tried to get them to come out. 2 men came out, leaving Robinson, Vam, and another woman in the home. There was a standoff and swap for several hours. They captured Vam and another woman after the door was opened. Okay. Charged with armed robbery, kidnapping, and malicious injury. That's what she was charged with. Whoa. Toledo, Ohio. Ohio got the winners here. Charged with domestic violence. Toledo man charged with domestic violence after allegedly charging at a family member with a hatchet. Noel Dawson Jr., 63, accused of swinging a hatchet at the victim, nearly hitting him. The victim, who has been identified as Dawson's son, has filed temporary protection order. Dawson has pleaded guilty to the charge, and judge has set $25,000 bond. Then we have Pennsylvania man driving under the influence while wearing a Drunk Lives Matter t-shirt. Police observed a green Ford pickup truck commit multiple traffic violations. Traffic stop was completed. Driver was identified, and it was determined that the driver was under the influence of alcohol, taken into custody for illegal blood draw. Oh, Khloe, one more. Whoa. A man with a dark substance on his face was arrested Monday on a non-alcoholic public intoxication and drug paraphernalia charges. Police asked him for his name, and he repeatedly said, "I am the law, and I know the law. I am the law." According to a Denton Police Department probable cause affidavit, he was later identified as Joseph Augustini, 25. Officers were called to the scene at 11 a.m. after people reported seeing him darting in and out of traffic on the 200 block of East McKinney Street near the Denton Square. When they arrived, he told them to remove their guns or it wouldn't be a fair fight, and continued rambling random answers. The affidavit reports that he said the officer was in his circle and pointed at a drawing of a star on his knee. He then began repeating, "I want the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth." Augustini reportedly told police that he was unalive, saying that he wanted to go in an effing cell and kill himself. Wow. They're still unsure of what substance on his face was. They don't even know what was on his face. They refer to it as makeup or ink that was also used to draw a spider web on the rest of his body. He had a clear glass pipe with residue that tested positive for amphetamines. He's smiling. He's a smiling, it seems like. Whoa, this is scary. That's a scary looking guy right there. And I feel like anybody that wears those fake contacts that have like certain color eyes, they can look scary no matter what else they look like, but the eyes. But this mixed with this face paint, and he looks scary. Wearing a mask in Virginia is no joke. It's a felony. Oh, really? Police in Winchester got to play the role of Batman on Friday afternoon when they arrested 31-year-old Jeremy Putnam. The suspect was dressed like comic book villain the Joker. Officers received several 911 calls around 2 p.m. reporting the man painted up as one of Batman's biggest rivals, specifically Heath Ledger's take on the Joker's 2008 The Dark Knight. According to tipsters, he was also wearing a cape and carrying a sword. Putnam was arrested and charged with wearing a mask in public. Class 6 felony that's punishable with up to 5 years in jail? Well, what about Halloween? Or they're allowed to are they allowed to wear a mask on Halloween? Because how are they going to trick or treat? Oh, yeah. What were you laughing at? What are you laughing at, Katie? What did you bust out laughing? I gotta know. I gotta know. Anyway, it says officers received several calls around 2 reporting the man painted up as one of Batman's biggest rivals. Oh, yeah, you read that. Dark Knight. He was wearing a cape and carrying a sword. Okay, yeah, I already read that. Cops are using the arrest as opportunity to remind the public about the seriousness of the crime. According to the Virginia law, it's illegal for any person over the age 16 years of age with the intent to conceal his identity wear any mask. Well, wait, that's pretty tricky because you're saying with the intent to conceal his identity. What if you say that's not my intent? Of course, if you get arrested, I'm sure you're going to be like, that's not my intent. What if you say it's not my intent? Is it good? Wear any mask, hood, or any other device whereby a substantial portion of the face is hidden or covered so as to conceal the identity of the wearer to be or appear in public place. So it's $2,000 secured bond. Ladies love it. Look at that. Yes, ladies love it. Oh my God. And then there's this, and it says, we can assure these two perps that while they may think the opposite, ladies definitely do not love their facial hair additions. Don't worry, you're not the only one who's afraid of this guy's mustache. It appears he's pretty terrified of himself. These are all mugshots too, guys. The Kansas Highway Patrol photograph provided by the Ellsworth County Sheriff's Office shows 28-year-old Alex Deaton accused of killing two in Mississippi. Oh my God. Was arrested in Kansas after police ran a stolen SUV off the road in a fiery crash on March 1st, 2017. Warning, I do dumb things. At least he's honest. David Durham was arrested by cops for a string of alleged car burglaries and was snapped in his mugshot wearing this comical something shirt that was said, I do dumb things. 40-year-old sported a goatee on an ironic grin as he was booked into jail. It says before he bonded out, he admitted his offenses. Okay. The guy tried to whitewash the situation. I wish I knew more about this because this one only gives like a quick thing, but I might be able to find if it is on the other site, but I haven't found it yet. So I might be able to have more information because sometimes but I don't know what is on his face. I don't know. A Philadelphia man who refers to himself as Dirty Old Santa has been arrested after trying to lure a teenager for sex. William McKinley, 56, planned to meet a 14-year-old girl at an ice cream shop in Ridley Township. Ew, he's so gross. But was instead confronted by police. McKinley, a seasonal employee at Macy's department store, was charged with attempted statutory SA. Involuntary indecent sexual intercourse and related offenses. Wait, so he's a seasonal employee. So he is Santa at Macy's? Is that what he is? Oh my God. I don't think he should be allowed to have that job anymore, I would say, he shouldn't be, because they wouldn't allow it if they, Tanner McBride's arrest certainly left the 18-year-old red-faced, facing 7 charges after being found with marijuana, paraphernalia, and cash. They're denying that the teenager was linked to the scene of the crime at the Spanish Fork Festival of Colors. Yeah, good luck. He better hope this parrot doesn't talk. A Washington County man appeared in his mugshot with his companion macaw named Bird after bringing him to court on November 28th. According to officers, Greg Buckner, 38, told his well-trained feathered friend to stay outside in a tree while he went to the court to appear before the judge. Buckner wasn't expecting to be long, but things took a turn when the judge remanded him into custody for failing to comply with the previous agreements of his release. Luckily, kind-hearted cops then allowed Buckner to retrieve his pet bird before doing his own bird. They took the animal inside where Deputy McKelvey fed Bird some peanuts before they took booking photos with and without the yeah, I guess that was nice. But then what happened? Like, if he had to go to jail, then where did they do with him? Or they just booked him and then let him go? I don't know. Whoa, is that from no, that's some kind of contacts where it made his pupils red, right? Because I thought, you take pictures, sometimes the red in the eye, but that's too perfect. There must be some kind of contacts that do that. Is that right or no? That's creepy. The freaking pupils are red. Whoa. Williams Bottoms Jr., 29, convicted of murders of 2 Louisiana men on August 9th, 2019, whose entire face and neck is covered in tattoos, was found guilty of 2 counts of second-degree murder for the murders of Muhammad Hussein and Dedrick Williams. Bottom's defense lawyer asked the jury at one point during the trial whether his appearance had any effect on their verdict. That can't be real. Christopher Gerhardt's facial hair is allegedly only temporary. The rest on his record for DUI, however, is not. Don't judge a book by its cover. Maryland woman may have God tattooed on her forehead, but that didn't help her escape an arrest. That's funny. He has a shirt of a mugshot. It's obviously a different one, right? Gosh, it looks like the same. It's gotta be a different mugshot. But then he gets arrested again with the shirt, right? This 19-year-old mustached teenager had a seeing double when he posed for this mugshot wearing a T-shirt with a picture of his previous mugshot etched onto it. Robert Brewer was caught driving under the influence of alcohol on June 14th before he posed for his first mugshot wearing a simple white T-shirt. The teen was ordered to spend 8 hours in jail from August 8th at 6, and Burt was more than ready. He arrived to serve his sentence wearing an orange T-shirt of his previous mugshot with the caption "Burt Family Reunion." Oh, I see. So he knew. That makes more sense. I was like, oh, what's the chances? But he knew because he was going in for that purpose. Okay, I see. Whoa. Kistel Kiloff was arrested wielding a pickaxe near a Las Vegas elementary school on February 27th. She was screaming and yelling that she was going to kill everybody. Scary. Psycho reject. These criminals left their foreheads do all the talking. Oh my God. What is wrong with this world? Murder is backwards. This man is worried his unique ink will get him sent to jail. Chapman, charged with first-degree murder, is asking to have professional. I can't read that. His tattoo ahead of his trial. The word murder inked backwards across his neck. Prosecutors have agreed to let Chapman cover up the unfortunate tattoo. Barton County Sheriff say he isn't about to have Chapman transported to a licensed tattoo facility. He's out of luck. Yeah, too bad, buddy. Throwing colored cornstarch at a police officer is no laughing matter, but it's hard to keep a straight face when looking at Corey Sutterfield's mugshot. 18-year-old faces 4 charges, including disorderly conduct and criminal mischief after attending the Spanish Fork Festival of Colors, 2014. Ooh, this might be the scariest mugshot of all time. A man with a forked tongue and the word Satan inked above his eyebrow was charged with murder after allegedly bludgeoning a friend to death and leaving his body in a forested area near Lancaster. These are making me scared to even leave my house. David, this stuff more than just like studying, like for some reason I'm feeling more scared now than like when I just do cases, murder cases. I don't know. Because it's just like one at a time. I think there's just so many I'm doing like all at once. Seeing all these psychos all David Adam Pate, 24, posed for his horrifying booking photo, showing off his surgically split tongue and assortment of tattoos, including 974 marked on his neck, which is allegedly the sign of his street gang gangster disciples. The Halfbeards. Are these two brothers? 2 perps were caught with only half a face of hair. 28-year-old from Penn was busted for DUI, though it appears he could have been caught for shaving while under the influence. Oh my God. Whoa, what would the Addams family think? Marcella Hernandez bears a striking resemblance to cousin It. Is that a girl? Where's her face? How's that gonna be a good mugshot? They can't even identify her. As she poses for a mugshot in 2012, she was arrested in Arizona for parole violation and refused to show anything but her wild hair for her boogie voter. Oh my god. Okay, I'm gonna do a couple more celebrities, and then I might just call it a night. I've got a headache like a freaking I don't know, I got a really bad headache. I think I'm need some water. Michael Lohan. So Lindsay's daddy. I thought he looked familiar. I was like, wait, what? That's yeah. My grandma's up. She's driving us. Oh my god, lately she's so bad. I could hear her. Oh. Making mugshots is a family activity for Lindsay Lohan's immediate clan. Her allegedly slow learner father, Michael Lohan, was arrested in Florida after allegedly contacting his on again, off again girlfriend, Kate Majorthin, trying to flee law enforcement by jumping off a third-story balcony to plummet 34 feet to the ground. Cops said drugs and alcohol were involved. October 25th, 2011, Michael Lohan was busted for a domestic violence incident in Tampa, Florida, involving Major. Involving Major. It just ends. What? He was released from custody on $5,000 bail in order to have no further contact with Major. Oh, involving Major is a name. It's like a Major what? Major. He was released from custody on $5,000 in order to have no further contact with Major. Oh, that was her name, Major. Oh, gosh, they like to combine words. Have you noticed? I usually catch them, but her name wasn't Major then. It's a Major then trying to. I thought it was like her last name was the whole thing. Anyway, okay. Yet 12 hours later, on October 27th, Lohan was again back in police custody for repeatedly calling Major by phone. Major had already contacted the police about the first call. Unbeknownst to Lohan, police were listening on the speakerphone when he called Major a second time that evening. Police then went to Lohan's hotel to arrest him, but he saw them arrive and attempted to escape by jumping out his third-story room window. Wow. Wow. He plummeted 34 feet before falling into a tree, injuring his foot. He was taken into custody and transported to a Tampa hospital for treatment, then released to the police. He was held in the Falkenberg Road jail until he appeared in a wheelchair before the judge, who denied him bail for violating the domestic violence injunction against him in his parental pretrial release order not to contact Major Lohan or Major. You know. He looks like the actor. He keeps reminding me of like this. That one actor comes to my mind when I see him, but this is. It's the same incidents. Unfortunately, they'll show different mugshots, but then it doesn't bring up different things. Well, obviously these are different incidents here. That's a different one. So he's got. I could probably look up all the different ones, but I don't feel like it right now. We already went over this guy. Oh, freaking killing somebody and he's saying it was unaliving. No, killing that lady that he had back to his house. He's gross. Oh, this is showing. Oh, wait. What is the. That's who that is. Wait, what is that movie from? Hold on. Brian Bonzo. Brian Bonzo's former child actor accused of 2009 assault told arresting officers that he and his best friend drink a lot, are both bipolar and like drugs, report says. Brian Eric Gonzalez, an American former actor best known for playing Andrew Andy Keaton, the youngest child on the NBC sitcom Family Ties. Okay. Bonzo had been dodging Boulder authorities for more than a year for probation violations, and he was arrested again December 5th for allegedly hitting his best friend Michael in the face with a broken stool. Ugh. Police had been to the apartment 3 times already that night on reports of fighting. Bonzo's faced new third-degree assault charges in connection with the incident and failure to appear. charges in connection with a 2007 assault on his girlfriend. Bonzo reportedly told investigators that both he and Trujillo had been. Wait, hold on. What charges in connection with the incident? Wait, brand new third-degree assault charges in connection with the incident and a failure to appear charges in connection with it. So he had an assault on his girlfriend too. Sorry. I was being distracted hearing that, going freaking my grandma, my mom, and then. Okay, so he reportedly told investigators that he and Trujillo had been drinking a lot that night and he did not remember what happened. He added to his statement, he and Trujillo both are bipolar and like drugs. So he takes a lot of drugs. Sometimes those drugs make him forget things. He has numerous run-ins with authorities. Shane Sparks, former hip-hop choreographer on So You Think You Could Dance? Oh, see, I used to watch that. You Think You Could Dance? Underage sex charge? Whoa, no. Former hip-hop choreographer. So You Think You Could Dance? Shane Sparks, 42, was arrested and then freed on bail in December 2009 on child sex charges. No. He later pleaded no contest August 6, 2001 to one felony count of unlawful intercourse with a minor under the age of 16 and was sentenced to 270 days in jail and under a plea agreement. Under the deal, prosecutors dropped the 8 additional felony counts stemming from allegations that he had multiple inappropriate sexual encounters between July 94 and April 97 with a girl who was no older than 15. Sparks had previously pled not guilty on all accounts in March 2010. He was ordered to complete his 270-day jail sentence within the following 365 days. Sparks also received 5 years of probation and was ordered to complete a 52 sex offender counseling sessions. Wow. He's not allowed to be around any female minor without an adult present. While he's on yeah, he shouldn't be. We know Charlie Sheen. 2.5 men arrested on domestic violence charges. Best known as an American actor, is equally known for his personal issues with alcohol and drug abuse, domestic violence allegations, and other marital problems. This mugshot is from December 2009 in Aspen, Colorado, on domestic violence-related charges. The then 44-year-old Sheen was charged with second-degree assault and menacing, both felonies and criminal mischief. I haven't heard about him in a while. Wonder what's up with him. Huh. Remember remember that last thing that happened? He went nutso. Wow. It was like a big thing. It blew up. Everybody was talking about it. And then, he lost, he was on 2.5 Men. He lost that. He didn't really have a job, and then he didn't have anything. So I don't know. Is he straightened up? Or is what? I don't know. I haven't heard anything. Anyway, winning. Yeah, saying winning. And he had that what's that drink that he talked about? I'm not gonna lie, I was down that rabbit hole looking up stuff. He was interested, and then the interviews, he was crazy. That was crazy. So second degree. So he was charged with second-degree assault, menacing, both felonies, criminal mischief, misdemeanor. A mandatory protective order was issued between Sheen and his victim, who was later revealed to be his then wife, Brooke Mueller. August 2nd, 2010, Sheen pled guilty to misdemeanor assault as a part of a plea bargain that included dismissal of the other charges against him, sentenced to 30 days in drug rehab, 30 days of probation, 36 hours of anger management, tiger's blood. Yeah. That's right. Gary Collins, actor and award-winning talk show, charged with multiple DUIs. Sorry. Gary Collins, Struggle with alcoholism. 2008, he spent 4 days in jail in Glendale, California, following his second DUI conviction. A year later, he was arrested in 2009. Driving his motorhome drunk, he pleaded no contest and was immediately released. His blood alcohol content was measured at 0.29. Collins passed away in October 2012. Well, guys, I think I am going to call it a night here because, especially if I'm going to get up and do the trial tomorrow. I feel like tomorrow might be a good day. Gosh, I just wish it was a full day though. That makes me mad because I'm going to get up and be all ready and it's just going to be like, it's probably barely and nothing's going to happen with the freaking Bev and all the freaking, it's just all the sidebars and stuff. I feel like we're probably going to be lucky to have a witness. That's all. It makes me mad. I want a whole day. I don't want it to be a half day. You know? It kind of makes me a little mad. Where's that other page up? I don't understand. I have I can't find it. It's showing something down below, but it's not showing. All right. So what do I have to do? Where do we end? I want to make sure. So that's got to get part 3. So I'm trying to so we ended on who is the last person? Charlie Sheen, right? Let's see. Oh, we didn't get too many. Oh, that other guy. That's right. Oh, we didn't even get halfway through the what we have left of part 2. But there's gonna be some what do you call it? Doubles. So that's, come on, go back. Hold on, let me just get this ready so I have it. Where was the that's weird. Oh, there. Hold on, just give me 1 second. Well, I could do this when I get off. What am I making? I don't need to make you guys wait here. I'm just organizing what I have left. So, anyway, what do you think? What do you think? I don't know. It's interesting to me. I know I don't get to be in chat that much because I'm trying to get through them and I want to keep going, but maybe I should just be chat more. But then it's I want to get the next one and I don't know. Okay, so we got that. We still have a lot of celebrities left, but I swear I do think there's going to be a lot of doubled up ones. Do you guys, how is the fun ones? Do you like them or what do you think about them? Not fun. I don't even know what to call them because I don't want to say fun because I guess they're not fun. God. Hold on, let me just mark these really quick. No. Shoot. Hold on, people. I'm trying to get this here real quick so I could just go to bed. So who's gonna watch it with me tomorrow? What do you guys think? How long do you think we'll have tomorrow? Casey, are you still here? I was saying you're usually working for it, huh? Okay, so I got everything situated, so we're good to go. Okay. I have the thumbnail already, but I don't know. Leaked photos? What do you mean, Kim French? Leaked photos, hello? What? Dineski? I don't even know who Dineski is. Okay, to lunch. That's what I was figuring. That is exactly what I was figuring. Tiger play. Yeah. Yeah. Um, Hold on 1 second. Let me bring my um let's see. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, I'll see you. We'll try to do half a day. I don't know. What do you guys think though? I'm still trying to debate like that's where I left off. Okay. Um I'm still trying to debate if I should just if tomorrow should be one because I probably am not going to do the whole trial. Should be tomorrow be the one. I don't know. I wish I knew who they were bringing up tomorrow. Because why do I feel like we're going to be lucky to have one witness? How long are you supposed to keep this on? I don't know, Laura. Oh, hey, Laura, you're here. But then I don't know because I don't want to regret it if it is a good one. You know? I'll do it. Well, I'll just. Will you? Who's gonna all watch it here with me? I'll do it because I just feel like if not, I don't know why. I feel like I'll regret it because it'll be a really good testimony or something. So, I mean, that's possibly two witnesses, maybe one, right? Yeah, I'll do it. I'll do it. Just come. Proctor. I know they won't, but I don't have an appointment tomorrow, so I have the thumbnail. Yeah, I guess I should just do it. I just know I was just so mad the last two times. I was like, man, I don't know. I was just so ready, especially Friday. I was like so ready. And I guess that was already known that they were going to do it early. I had no freaking idea. I was really disappointed. That's true, Casey. What if I do that? Since tomorrow, what if I do a live tomorrow night talking about what happens instead of do the live? Because I still have a few videos that I wanted to play for I know it's from, like, either Thursday or Friday, like, reaction, like, something about, it was like what was it? What were they? Hold on, let me see. That I wanted to play, like, during one of the things, and I never got to, breaks, wait, what is this one? Oh, no, hold on. Yeah, what if I do that for tomorrow at least? If I do, a night, like, live if something good happens, and then I'll pick back up Tuesday for a full day. Oh, yeah, I just responded, Laura. Did you get my response to your email? Did you I did respond. Hopefully you got it. I definitely got yours and I responded. So yeah, let's do that. I'll do a night one tomorrow for if anything happens, plus any other news, reactions of people. I'll play a couple of videos from last week that I wanted to play. Maybe you guys didn't see it yet, maybe you did. It's all kind of about the stuff that happened last week, like opening statements, the mom, I don't know, just like reactions to that kind of stuff. So yeah, that could be good. Let's just do it that way. I'm gonna do, okay. Um, because it's for sure a short day tomorrow, right? Yeah, okay. I'll see you tomorrow night instead. And then I probably won't be too late because then Tuesday I'll be there for the full day. My grandma's up again. I better go, guys. All right. Thanks, everybody. I'll see you tomorrow evening then instead, if you don't mind. And then I'll do the full days because I like the full days. When I'm up and ready, I want the freaking full day. All right. Nighttime. Maybe like right after. Yeah. Like maybe right after the trial ends. No, that'll be one lunch. Well, maybe. I don't know. Just look for it. I don't know what time yet, either afternoon or early evening, but look for it. Okay. All right. Bye, guys.